Do 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 do. Hi, everyone. My name is Abigail, and welcome to Tea with Abbie. This is the inaugural episode of the very first one of year one. And this is going to be a show about tea, where we talk about the truth of what it's like to be a first-time founder and what it's like to be in a year-long accelerator program. So sometimes we will have guests and sometimes it will be just me. But today for episode number 1, I'd like to introduce Albert Baez.
Woo.
This is our tea sponsorship from Capital Factory.
Cheers. Salud.
And if you don't know anything about us, we're called Blended Sense, and we've just accepted a year-long program, curriculum, cohort here in Austin, Texas. And it's a powerful moment for us as a business, going from bootstrapped first-time founders to now being surrounded by some incredible companies that have gone from startup mode to full-blown corporation. And we couldn't be more thrilled to be here and be in this environment. So this show, we're gonna get honest. We're gonna sip and drink the tea about what it's like to actually start a business and all the different lessons, both good and bad, that come with it, and also interview.
The highs will be high, the lows will be low.
They will be.
They have been.
They are. I'm double fisting my tea with coffee.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
it's just herbal tea. So just as you start every day with a cup of coffee, and just as like this room that we're in right now is just getting started, I think one of the first things I wanted to start this podcast with is talking about starts, talking about beginnings, and how it's always a new beginning. Every day, day in, day out, we have to start again. What has that experience been like for you, Albert, since starting a company?
You know, I think that just the thought of beginning every day is what really drives me and allows for the breath of fresh air into starting anything, really, whether that's a new goal, that's a business, whether that's a hobby. And I think that that right there is the core monumental foundation of what allows me to wake up and persevere every single day, is that we do get to start new. And yesterday's downs were yesterday's, and today we get to make up for them and we get to learn from them. And, you know, we don't win and lose, we win and learn. So I love starting new. It's my favorite.
Oh, I like that. Hashtag win and learn. A little history for everyone. Blended Sense has been kind of in an R&D position since May 2017. And then April of this year, 2019, we technically opened our doors for business. So since more of the April 1st point, has there been any notable starts that you like to think about and remember in a good way?
Yeah, I mean, we started the business, right? We incorporated. That was huge.
A literal start.
Yeah, and I think that was the biggest point, because it was coming from a place of demand, right? Both on customers and both people wanting to invest in the business and be a part of it. And I thought it was such a monumental moment for us and such a step. A leap of faith, really, that, you know, what we did learn in this research and development phase was worth it and was powerful enough for us to pursue it, and for us to be crazy enough to look for a lawyer and get that lawyer to put the business on paper, make it legit, and then take money from complete strangers to go make that happen. That was a big start, for sure. And
then kind of the opposite of that feeling I grew up as an athlete, specifically a long distance runner. So I didn't have to experience this too much. But in the track season, when you run, sometimes what happens at the beginning of a race, there's a false start. So someone steps off the line too soon and everyone sprints out for like 10, 20 yards and then they get called back and you kind of have to go through this like whole recycle yourself up, get back in your body.
It's the worst.
Okay, here we go again. Has there been anything like that since April 1st?
Absolutely. That is the worst. I'll tell you from playing baseball, right? And part of what makes, a lot of people underestimate how athletic a baseball player is and how, when you compare us to a football player, you think of a basketball player and you see a baseball player. A lot of us look out of form but one of the things that makes baseball so athletically focused is the fact that we go from 0 to 100 in almost every movement of the game, right? A pitcher, you see a pitcher standing still and then he explodes into that start to finish. A batter is in the batter's box, standing still, firm, in foundation, and then they explode into start to finish. An outfielder, when the ball gets hit to them, explode from start to finish. So it's so hard to do that. And in a business, it feels detrimental. It feels like literally when you have to take a step back and stop, it doesn't feel like you're going to start again. And a lot of that is because there's so many moving parts that you feel like if one of them is crumbling, the entirety of the business and the idea is also crumbling with it. So we absolutely had to experience that. And, one of our advisors actually said, and it really stuck with me, he said, startups typically don't fail because of starvation. They fail because of indigestion. Is that right? Is that the right word, indigestion?
Yeah.
Or
meaning you ate too much too fast.
Exactly. Yeah, that happened to us. We had such a big start, so much momentum, and being green, we thought we could conquer the world and just launch this thing into orbit. And we skipped a couple steps and we moved just extremely fast. And we came to a point where everything crashed and broke across the board. We redlined and we had to really break, take a deep breath, look around us, refocus, realign. And part of what allowed us to do that was that we did have a strong start. So we were able to go back there and remind ourselves, why did we start this in the first place? What's the why?
The original one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sometimes I feel that it's really easy every day to start again, and it sometimes feels really exciting. And then like that experience that you just painted, in the weeks to follow, how often we're getting up and starting anyways, but it's hard, it's tough, it really feels heavy. And when it feels like you don't want to get your glove and your bat and go warm up for the game in this world of business, is there anything that you personally rely on to help you get to the line?
Yeah. I'm hearing this over and over again in this season, and that's to get into a rhythm. And I'll say this, if you don't have a burning desire and enthusiasm to get up to do what you are going to do that day, then it starts with really looking in the mirror and figuring out what that is. Because if that's not happening, then everything else is just impossible. It really is. You have to, it's so hard, right? It's so difficult to build a business. It's so difficult to pursue your dreams, be a freelancer, make a living, manage your family, your friends, and all those things around you that are important. So if you don't wake up with that burning desire and enthusiasm, then it's just that much harder, and you're in quicksand. So I think that really, that's where it starts, and is to really look internally, find where your heart is most happy, and go after that, even though it feels insurmountable at first. But allowing yourself to wake up with that spark will transition into dealing with those really hard times.
So is there anything that you do specifically to hashtag get into the rhythm?
Yeah.
Like, is it music? Is it dancing? Is it working out? Is it praying? Like what gets you there?
Yeah. I think mindfulness first, understanding why I'm waking up and being grateful for that.
So what do? You like take time in the morning to meditate or what?
Yeah. First thing I do is take a deep breath. Really just remind myself that I woke up and that I'm alive.
Let's do that with everyone right now. Ready?
Sure. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. We forget to breathe so often.
You know what? It's one I like to do. Here, everyone, do this with me. You make your fingers into 2 little hooks, and you put them on your eyebrows, and you open up your third eye. I do this every morning, and if I don't do this, I don't know. I can't begin. My face doesn't feel awake. Okay, here's a specific question in regards to the program that we're in right now, the Capital Factory Accelerator. Shout out to Capital Factory for this awesome podcast room. We're so excited to use these assets. Thank you, Justin. In regards to starting at Capital Factory, is there anything that you want to shout out that felt really successful in your onboard, and anything that you're noting, okay, this is a piece of this that I'm going to bring in to this whole experience this year?
Yeah. I think, shout out to Capital Factory, amazing organization, all the good things. Been a fan for some time now. And I think having the thought of what it would be like and what it was, it blew away every expectation. That's really
awesome.
did.
Yeah, it did.
The people are great and they're experts, but they're also make it really comfortable. And they're open, right? So it was easy to transfer information of where we've been, where we are, and where we want to go.
Yeah.
And I think that that's always really tough when you have a vision and you're passionate and you're really blending organizations here at this point. This is our home now for the next year. So I was hesitant going into it and saying, how the heck are we gonna communicate this and make it make sense and get these people enthusiastic about what we're doing, and so that way they can help build it. And that happened so seamless that I'm just so happy. It feels like we've been here from day one. So I'm really excited about that. Shout out to the people. Shout out to Jill, who found us, scouted us.
Jill, you're going to be on this show soon.
So yeah, it's been amazing. I'm really excited for that. And that just speaks to the leadership here and what these guys are built. They're all aligned in the vision and mission. And it was really, really easy to sink in.
That's awesome. My final question for you, and something I'm going to cultivate with this theme of tea, a la the hat, a la the tea, and the conversation. Is there a statement sip? You're sort of
sip.
The thing that you say right before you sip your cup of tea and look at the camera. So in this case, my statement sip around getting started, I think I'm going to steal from you would be get in a rhythm. Do you have a statement sip?
We don't win and lose, we win and learn.
Oh, that's the tea. All right.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud. Thank you for joining my very first episode of Tea with Abbie. Follow up, watch the next episode. We're going to be journeying what this entire year is like. Follow our journey of what it feels like to start a company from the ground up and be a part of an accelerator program.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you so much for tuning into The Tea. To stay connected with Blended Sense and learn more about what we are doing, visit our website at www.blendedsense.com. And if you are a creative looking for more local work and a community of freelancers to connect with, visit www.blendedsense.io to sign up for our beta launch of our app. Tune in every Monday for a new episode. Like and subscribe below and follow us on social at Blended Sense.